A quick little update on our COVID standings.
Sure. So there is a slight increase in positivity rate. That being said, I think that's kind of the new normal, and I don't think it's anything that's going to change anything that we've been doing. Obviously, we're promoting the booster vaccine. Trish has definitely been a busy lady over at the old town hall, which is awesome because we're utilizing the space. So we were able to give you the flu vaccine numbers that we had, but since our clinics the first week of October, Trish is still running the Tuesday, Thursday clinics, which she's been jamming. She has, 35 or so people each clinic that she's vaccinating. And it's kind of like a medley of flu vaccine, first time, second dose, the bivalent booster. So it's definitely a great thing. We're going to continue doing that for as long as there's a need. So Trish has extended her hours. If anyone is interested in getting a flu vaccine, a COVID vaccine, whether it's first dose, second dose, first booster, or the bivalent booster, this can take place. You can just go right on the town website, click on the link to register, and then you give the option to pick a time slot to register for an appointment. So, but if anyone has any difficulties, they can definitely reach out to the health department and we can register you in color as well. So yeah, we'll continue that as needed.
Great. Very good, dear. Thank you so much. So the first item on our agenda is the approval of minutes from the September 20th meeting. Give everybody a chance to review, and if there were any comments.
I didn't find anything.
None from me either.
Nor did I. So if anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion in regards to the minutes for the September 20th, 2022 Board of Health meeting. The Board of Health approves the minute as is.
Motion been made. Do we hear a second?
A second.
Perfect. Motion made and second. Any other comments? Then we will vote on the submission of the minutes. We'll do Mona.
Aye.
Stefan.
Aye.
And I. 300. Meeting minutes are accepted. Next on our agenda is a 735 animal permit for 53 Washington Street. And I believe we have on site representing, and I'm going to try your last name. Please don't let Giannarakis. Am I close?
Yes, sir. That's pretty good.
We try. Thank you.
Like that arena.
Welcome to both of you. We did get the permit application and the paperwork associated with it. Actually, if we could just start off, just give us a little bit of background on what you're applying for and what your plans are.
So previously we had a few chickens. Unfortunately, I didn't get a permit at that time. So that kind of got us into the idea of keeping some animals for food purposes. And that's one reason why we're applying to properly have 3 chickens. And then our local Orthodox monastery, the monks over there, they keep La Mancha dairy goats. And as a thank you to myself and my family, they gifted us 2 5-month-old female La Mancha dairy goats. So we thought it'd be a real nice addition to the family. We're Greek, so obviously goat's milk is a plus. And goat's cheese. And we definitely have the space here, and I've cordoned off a real nice area. So they have a lot of open grazing space, and they live a pretty good life. And also my father being 73, he's here 24/7, and it'd be really nice for him also to, have an activity day to day, and for all the nephews coming up too, so they can kind of learn self-sufficient goat keeping, making cheese and milk, and just having some lifelong friends. So that's why we applied in hopes to be able to do that. And the monastery is great for giving them to us too. It was a big blessing. They keep 5 to 7 of them over there full time year round. It's really nice.
That is great. That's great. Any questions from the board?
I have a question. Have the neighbors been informed that you guys will be having the goats on site?
Yes.
Because sometimes
I sent. I
more
applied.
than the chicken.
Yeah, I applied for an application with the town for all of the surrounding neighbors within 300 feet of the property. And I sent out certified return mail to all of those neighbors, and they've all had an opportunity, I guess, to be present here tonight for this meeting.
Okay. Have you
Hi, I
heard?
don't mean to jump in. I don't know if you guys can see my screen.
Yeah.
I'm just showing, so here's the butter notifications.
Oh, hey, Meg, how you doing?
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Okay, great. So no complaints, nobody opposed? Okay,
No, sorry, not that we've heard here at the health department. No.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Great. Has the property been reviewed by the animal inspector?
I have an inspection scheduled for, unfortunately, I was kind of sick this weekend and I didn't get to finish off the area where we're going to keep like the hay and whatnot. So the inspection was postponed to Thursday at noon. That's this Thursday.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sorry about that. I wish to have it prior to the meeting, but unfortunately I wasn't feeling too well to be able to finish up this weekend.
No problem. Good. I hope you're feeling better.
Thank you.
So, I mean, it wouldn't hold us up from, at least we could always make a decision pending
Oh,
uh,
absolutely.
successful inspection by the animal inspector. So that's not a problem.
I
Any
also
other-
submitted the manure documentation of where we'll be keeping it, the compost pile for the garden and that sort of thing.
Very good. And of course, you can rent out the goats for the neighbors for their poison ivy, right?
Oh, I can't wait.
Mhm.
It's riddled with it. You have no idea. That's the big bonus. That's why they say never kiss a goat on the lips.
Like I say, this is my years of being on the board. This is the first time we've had a permit for goats that I can recall. It's always been the chickens. So this is great to see.
We'll have to bring some milk down there. From my understanding with the fathers and what they've showed me, they produce roughly a gallon a day, or 3/4 of a gallon approximately.
Oh, that's great.
have you guys
Yeah.
practicing the goat?
Yeah, I got videos. I spent many hours over there with the fathers on snipping the nails and feeding them
I still have
vaccinations.
to do my
Yeah, we
hands-on.
got to get her in the trainer next.
That is great.
Okay.
Great. Well, any other questions for the board or any questions from you for the board? I mean, either direction, if there's anything we can answer or questions from you.
I'm really pleased to meet all of you officially, and I hope pending the inspection, everything goes well. I look forward to it, and I mean it. I'll bring down some homemade cheese and some fresh milk for all of you. I really appreciate it.
That's awesome. Great. Well, in that case, any further questions? If not, then we can entertain a motion.
Okay, so I'll make a motion in regards to the animal permit application for 53 Washington Street in Walpole. The Board of Health approves the application and grants the permit pending the animal inspector inspection.
Awesome.
Oh, that's
That's
great.
awesome. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's exciting. I'm going to
That's
call
great.
them up right now. I'm telling you, they've been on hold for like 2 months.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure they'll be anxious to get to the new home. So we've got a motion. Do we hear a second, Stefan, or do you want me to out?
Yep.
Perfect. Awesome. Motion made and seconded. So at this point, said the motion is passed. We wish you guys the best of luck and we'd love to
Yeah.
hear. If you ever get a chance, you want to
Really
stop by
appreciate
and let us know about it. I'd love to hear about it.
Oh, come by anytime. It's a big blue. You'll see them there. It'll be great.
You can't miss.
Great. That's
Thank-
awesome. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay,
so
have a good
much.
night. Thank you, Megan.
That is great. That's some good energy there, I tell you.
He's been great working with him, getting the permit set up. Jen also worked a lot with him too. He's a really great person. So really happy for him.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not going to tell my kids that they have goats because that was next on our list. They wanted to go down that avenue. I said, we're okay with the chickens for right now.
Yeah.
A lot of more work than chicken. Goats, very energetic.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, like, of course, the kids will always want to help, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
to the hard work. Great. Well, it was good. So the next on our agenda, 7:35, running a bit late, but planning board request for comment first was on the definitive 2-lot subdivision, Warwick Pond extension.
Yep. So this is a plan that we've seen before. We last saw it in May. So it is the construction of 2 new single-family house lots, as well as the extension of Warwick Road approximately 125 feet in order to accommodate those new houses. It's going to be on town water and town sewer. Let me pull up the highlighted plan here. There we go. So you can see there's a lot of wetlands going on here. We have seen this in front of conservation before as well. So you can see the proposed dwellings here and here. And then let me zoom in a little bit. So here's the extension of the sidewalk that they're going to extend. And then so here's the new cul-de-sac they're gonna build. So at the last meeting, the board commented that they'd like to see adequate sidewalks and lighting. So I didn't see any lighting added into the new plan. I do see they have the extension of the sidewalk.
Okay. Is the extension enough for the sidewalk?
So I think they extend it up into the cul-de-sac. It doesn't look like it goes all the way around the cul-de-sac, but in the documents, it looks like they submitted like an approval request to have like not have the sidewalk extended the whole way around on this side.
Okay. So the sidewalk is on one side, right, Megan? Not on both sides of the.
Yes, just on the right side over here.
So the second dwelling is completely within the 100-foot buffer zone, right?
This one?
Yeah?
Yeah, it looks like it's because here's the 100-foot buffer zone in green.
Mm-hmm.
So it does look like it is
Hmm.
almost completely in the buffer zone.
Okay.
Okay, any questions other than that? Is there any, we have to do this is for request for comment. So they have any motion they want to make?
Question overall, I'm assuming we make a comment that just says we strongly oppose it, but is this starting to become more common where entire buildings are built in the 100-foot buffer zone?
I think with spacing and things like that, I would assume that it would probably become more common going forward. I'm not too familiar with like going forward how things are going to change with that. As they're building new homes, there's only so much space that you can put new homes in, right?
Yeah.
So
I guess
I would guess that
seeing
we'd see
full
more.
entire home. Maybe maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall entire homes being built in 100-foot.
I think the thing that they really horn in on is the 25-foot, the do not disturb area. I think they obviously have to file a conservation and there's parameters put in place should it be approved. But I think the main thing is the 25-foot do not disturb. Obviously, I think the board should reiterate their motion that they're not in favor of new construction within the 100-foot buffer zone, and ultimately the reasons why, because of the mosquito, and should it be approved, what measures should be put in place as preventative measures for mosquitoes.
Mm.
I can imagine that as every inch is being utilized, they're going to see this more frequently. I think
Yeah.
a few down the road on other conservation commission, I think later on we'll talk about one that, or a couple that might be the same way. So, okay. Do we want to hear motion?
I'm actually struggling to see my screen here because I'm working off my cell.
No worries. I'll do let me do a motion on this if I could. So regarding the definitive 2-lot subdivision, Warwick Road extension, the Board of Health reiterates its longstanding opposition to any building within the wetlands. And if it was to proceed, then we would encourage, or we would require that all the mosquito mitigation techniques as we list are taken into account.
And for the more adequate lighting, you want to add that, Richard, as well?
Good point. Thank you for the extension around or at least there's some sidewalk, but also would include the recommendation for the lighting for safe environment.
I'll second that.
Thank you much. Motion been made and seconded. Any other comments? Then we will vote. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
and I also. 300. Next is site plan for 931 Main Street. I think we have seen, is this the old Bank of America?
Yes, yep.
Gotcha.
So this is, it's going to be a new development of the site to construct a new mixed-use building. So it's going to be first floor commercial. The commercial tenants are unknown at this time. And then the 2 upper residential stories, along with driveways, parking areas, landscape, utility systems, and stormwater management. The proposed plan includes sidewalks throughout the entire outside of the building, as well as in the parking area. I was also actually, I was really happy to see they included a bike rack in the outside parking area. And of course, I'll show the plan in a minute. And so here, let me pull up the plan.
So has the building been demolished, Megan? The old building for the Bank of America?
No, I don't believe so yet.
Nope, it's still there. I know this is something we'd looked at a long time ago, a similar plan. So I was curious if it was proceeding. Looks like they're trying again.
Right. So you can see I have the sidewalks in yellow. These are the existing sidewalks. They're reconstructing the concrete sidewalk over here. Then they're putting sidewalks alongside the building. There, I have the trash enclosure in green. So that they did not include both the recycling and trash in the dumpster enclosure labeled. We have the bike rack is proposing to be over here. And then, excuse me, for lighting, I think these are lights right here. Because I know in past Dan American plans, those have been labeled as lights, but it's not labeled, but I believe those might be lights. But
Okay.
again, they're not labeled. There's no legend on the plan.
Being downtown, I imagine it must have enough lights around there.
Right.
Okay.
So they've included all the recommendations that you had recommended, right? For adequate lighting and the separate recycling container, right?
So the only recommendation that I don't see is they have the trash enclosure, but they don't have a note that says they'll include both recycling and trash separately to be in compliance with the Massachusetts waste ban.
Okay.
So that could be part of our motion, just to ensure
Mhm.
that's implied.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I want to make a motion regarding this.
I'll make a motion in regards to the 931 Main Street site plan approval. The Board of Health has no specific concerns at this time, but would like to recommend that adequate lighting is provided for safety and a separate recycling container is provided in compliance with the Massachusetts waste ban.
Very
I'll
good.
second.
Motion been made, seconded, and some barking. Any other comments? And we will vote. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
I also. Thank you, Mona. And next on our list is Conservation Commission request for applicability for 132 Diamond Road.
So this plan is the construction of an attached garage, as well as a bedroom over that garage. The proposed plan includes the construction of a master bedroom and bath on the first floor. Their 3-season porch will be demolished, and a kitchen will be expanded. It is located partially within the 100-foot buffer, and it is on town water and town sewer.
So I have a question. It's because it's a town sewer. There's no concerns that they're going to be adding an extra bathroom, right?
Right, and so originally it was on septic, but I checked with the water department, and they abandoned their system and they've been on, they're on town sewer. So there'd be no changes to the sewage system.
Okay, good. And then it says the proposed project is partially located, right?
Right.
100 foot. So which part would be,
So you can
Uh,
see this, this addition right here. So that blue line is the 100-foot buffer zone. And then we
Right.
have the wetlands up here in green. So most of the project is occurring in the front of the property, it looks like. So it's partially located in the back there with the addition.
oh, so it's a very small portion of the,
Right.
okay. Okay. But we still have to mention the mosquito control thing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Any questions? If not, then we'll entertain a motion.
Okay. Um, So, I mean, I can entertain a motion in regards to the determination of applicability 132 Diamond Street. The Board of Health has always been opposed to new construction within the 100-foot buffer zone, but going forward, if the plan is to be approved, we recommend that residents would adopt the standard practice for mosquito control by contacting the Norfolk County Mosquito Control for regular spraying and regular gutter cleaning is also recommended.
Very good. Motion's been made. Do we hear a second?
I'll second it.
Perfect. One comment just before we go, is it Diamond Street? I think on the agenda is Diamond Road. Is it? It looks like the drawings are street. I don't think it makes much difference for our motion, but
Oh, I apologize. That was definitely a typo on my end.
No
It does
problem.
look like it's Diamond Street down there on the plan.
perfect. Someone's motion was correct on street. Motion was made, seconded, and we've confirmed the address. So we'll take a vote. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
I also. Comments were made for the 132 Diamond Street. Next is 19 Kyline Road. This looks like this is the garage, right?
Yep, so this is the construction of an unattached 2-car garage, as well as the extension of their driveway onto the existing single-family home. And the proposed work is located within the 100-foot buffer zone, and they are connected to town water and town sewer.
So this looks like, just from the drawing, that not only you're within the 100, but we are on the 25. huh?
Okay, let me, sorry, I'm just gonna pull up the plan in a different format because it's not letting me.
But it's just a 2-car garage, right?
Yes, yep, and the extension of the driveway.
Right.
So garage with all their oil and chemicals and vehicles and all right there within.
There we go.
I mean, can't get much closer. You're right on it.
Right, so there's the 25 in red, the pros garage, and the driveway right there.
Yep. This looks like the entire, well, pretty much the entire property's in the blue, in the wetlands, 200-foot
Yeah.
buffer.
Yes, yes. Soon they'll be moving into the wetlands.
Although they're leaving room for the pool. Well, it's a shame. I totally understand and understand there must be there's a need for it, and that's understandable, but the impact of the wetlands is definitely a concern. Do you want to make a motion? Anybody want to make a motion regarding this Conservation Commission request for comments? I'll make a motion. If not, for our property on 19 Kyline Road, that the Board of Health, especially in the case of building within the wetlands, strongly opposes any construction in the wetland areas, especially within the buffer zones. And we would require or request that any of the mosquito mitigation techniques are taken into account if construction proceeds.
All right, I'll second that. Did you want to mention anything about like oil or something? Like,
I don't know how we would. I mean, we can't, I don't think we can dictate how they would store. There's no permitting. There's none of that. It's just, I don't think we've had that in the past where we're able to probably make a recommendation that, actually, that's a good point. Why don't we do that? I'll amend the motion to include comments that the board would strongly recommend and the management of chemicals in a manner that would help protect the wetlands containment, secondary containment to prevent leakage or emergency release.
okay, I'll second that.
Thank you, Mona. Motion been made and seconded. Any other comments? And we'll vote. Mona
Aye.
and Stefan.
Aye.
I also. All right, motion passed 3-0-0. And the last one is our Lincoln Road. There's the 5 properties. And there's drawings for each one of them, and looks like we have 2 that are within,
3 actually.
1 partial, 2 within, and 2 not. So
Yeah, so it's kind of a weird one here with the different lots. So it's the construction of 5 single-family homes, as well as on-site sewage disposal systems on all 5 of those separate lots over on Lincoln Road. The construction of lots 1 and 5 are located within the 100-foot buffer. Lot 2 is partially located, and then the construction of lots 3 and 4 are not located within the 100-foot buffer. And the proposed plans, they will utilize town water. And let's see. So here is lot 1. Let's see if I can zoom in here. So you can see in green is the wetlands buffer. In red, I've done the 25 no disturb. And then in blue, there's the 100-foot. So you can see there is the proposed house is located within the 100-foot. The septic system is also located. There's a proposed well and the extension of looks like the proposed driveway. And then go to lot 2. So I think lot 2 is the one I said partially because it's the driveway that's located. It's kind of on the edge here of the 100-foot buffer zone. Again, the red and no disturb. Similar layout here with the house, the proposed driveway, the proposed septic system. And then
So the septic system for lots 1 and 5 is completely within the 100-foot buffer zone?
yes,
Is that a
or
concern for the health department?
let me go back. So 1 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like no. So it looks like it's not the leaching field is not located within the 100-foot buffer zone.
Okay.
It looks like the septic tank is. They do have to meet specific setbacks for new construction. There's no variances, so they do have to meet specific setbacks. So I haven't looked to see if they meet those setbacks yet for the septic.
they'll have to submit plans for each one of these individually, I imagine. Right?
Right. We haven't received these in the form of like a septic construction permit yet. It's only been that we've received it through conservation.
Okay. Should we mention anything in the motion though about the sewer system? Like in the future for future approval, or there's no need to mention it at this point?
That's something that we would we would look for when we do our plan review. And we would speak to the engineer about that if there were concerns, and kind of go forward after that when he submits the construction permit.
Yeah, you can probably make even just in your motion, like you did in the past with that, we would need obviously a direct submittal of each lot to the health department.
Okay.
And we'd see any variances that they're being requested at that point.
Correct, but with new construction, they really can't apply for any variances, but that would be correct, Rich.
Gotcha. Okay.
So here is lot 4. You can see this is partially kind of located in the bedroom in the house, the single family bedroom, or sorry, single family house, 4-bedroom. Sorry, I tripped up there. And then the driveway, it is located outside of the 100-foot buffer zone. And then we have lot 5. Which is located within the 100-foot buffer zone as well.
And one would wish that they were able to move these to an area that's not within it, but. Okay,
Okay.
so could we make comments encompassing all 5 as a general statement? I'm sure we're not gonna be surprising anybody that we don't like the idea of it, but we'd probably be able to do one motion for all 5.
That would be great, yeah.
I want to make a motion for these.
Okay, so I'll make a motion in regards to the notice of intent Lincoln Road lots 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The Board of Health is definitely not in favor of new construction within the 100-foot buffer zone. But going forward for plans for the lots 1, 2, and 5, if they were to be approved, we recommend that the residents would adopt the best practices for mosquito mitigation control, including regular gutter cleaning and contacting the Norfolk County Mosquito Control for scheduling regular spraying of the area. Pending, of course, future direct submittal of the sewer system to the health department. Right, do we need to mention anything else in the motion?
I think that covers it all. I will second the motion. Any other comments?
Should we say that lots 3 and 4, we have no issue with that? Like separate, like we don't have.
I think you mentioned 1, 2, and 5 as being the
The problem.
impacted one. So yeah, they were good. Awesome. Motion been made and seconded. Any other comments, discussion? And we will vote on the motion. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
and I also. Motion's passed 3-0-0. And we have correspondence about the High Plain Holdings. And we also have November meeting date. We gotta select that, huh?
Yeah, so the correspondence, so the site plan decision, that's just an update. Planning board approved the final site plan decision for 173 High Plain Street. This was a first floor commercial and then 2 upper residential units. And they made the comment that all of the health department comments will be addressed. And I know we had talked about the recycling and the trash per the Massachusetts waste ban, and I know that was addressed in the plan prior to the approval.
Great, that's good to see that. All right, and then November meeting date. So what did we have?
We have, so there's actually 5 Tuesdays in November. So the 8th is election day, which I know the clerk's office frowns upon meeting on election day. And then the 15th, we do have our meet and greet, which would be during the board time. It's about between 6 and 8 p.m., which we encourage everyone to attend. So that will leave us with November 1st and the 22nd, and then also the 29th. I know we possibly threw around the idea of doing something for Carol on the 29th. But that obviously is a loose date, so I'll default to the board for what dates work best for meetings. So pretty much the first, which would just be in another week or 2 weeks from tonight, the 22nd or the 29th.
Okay, so the 22nd I can't make because I'm working in the evening, so, and that's, you said the 29th, we have Carol's party, so that leaves us.
It's
maybe-
not set in stone. I haven't gotten confirmation from her yet, so it's completely up to the board how, and then ultimately looking forward, we would want to make a decision on our December meeting schedule, because typically November and December, we meet once a month, but that's ultimately up to the board to make that decision.
So either the 1st or the 29th is good, right, Richard? I mean, even if we had Carol's party at 6:30, right, we still have like an hour to start. So if we're there, maybe we can have a live meeting for the first time in, I don't know how many years.
I think that'd be great. Yeah, that makes sense. So the,
Perfect. So we'll plan for the 29th then, and then, like I said, I'll reach out back to everyone regarding maybe a gathering prior to the meeting, maybe like a 6:30. And then we can do our meeting in person at 7:30. And then at that meeting, we can decide on December meeting dates, if that works for everyone.
we can do that unless we have December dates in mind now. We could always set them if we need to. Do you guys have any idea? Probably the, looks like we
So-
have 4 to work with, and looks like the holidays are probably in that last week. So it's either 6th, 13th or 20th, somewhere around there.
Right, so I'm available the 13th and the 27th.
Stefan, how's the 13th sound for you?
Checking right now. Looks like both are good for me too.
Okay. How about we put in for the 13th? That'll do for December.
Perfect. So I have November 29th for November meeting, and then December 13th for the December meeting.
Awesome.
Great. And is there anything for new members to the board? Is there anything we need to just to push through or start discussing or anything like that?
Or-
No, so I know, I don't know if you're able to hear me, Rich. Carol did submit her resignation letter to the select board's office. So they will process that, and then ultimately, depending, we would have a vacant seat, and then depending if an associate board member is interested in it, they would apply. Or if there's outsiders that want to apply, they are eligible to do so. And then ultimately the select board would appoint a person to take a member's position. So hopefully it would happen sooner rather than later, because I know right now it's a lot of pressure on the 3 of you. And if you're not able to attend, it means we don't have a quorum, but so hopefully we can kind of fill that seat for that purpose.
That would be great. Love to see some of the associate members be able to get on. Great. Okay. Then that helps. Anything else the board wants to discuss or talk about?
No, so our next meeting is November 29th, right?
November 29th, correct. And come to the meet and greet if you can. I can resend everything, but it's November 15th. It should be a great conversation, a good guest speaker. And we just have such a great group of volunteers. I think if one good thing came from COVID, it's our volunteers. They're absolutely amazing. And I feel like pre-COVID, we would meet for the flu clinic, the annual flu clinic once a year. So I feel like we really didn't get to know our volunteers as well. And now with COVID, we were seeing them on, I would say, a monthly, sometimes even weekly basis. So it's great. We have a great, really vibrant, good group of individuals. So we're going to try to do the meet and greets at least once a year, but maybe even twice a year, just to like engage, you know, interaction with our volunteers and just to thank our volunteers, because it's such a big help. I know Trish can say that too. I mean, the amount of work that our volunteers do is just absolutely amazing. So we wouldn't be able to do any of the clinics that we run, hazardous waste day, just any type of program we run out of the office. We do rely on our volunteers. So it's great.
Awesome. Great to
Okay.
hear. All right, then, if that it does it, we will make a motion to close the meeting at 8:14. Do we hear a second?
I'll second it.
And we'll vote. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
and I. Thank you all very much. We will call that a wrap, and we'll catch up on the